everyone, welcome back to the Indie Geek Guy channel. We're back with Black Sails. All our favourite crew members are stuck out in the middle of the ocean, with Flint starting to lose his mind a little bit. John Silver is a bit concerned about this. He just watched a guy drown, so he's going to be a little bit upset. Billy saw Captain Flint just hack off a bit of rope, and then a bunch of the crew members went flying out into the storm. On top of that, back at Nassau, Blackbeard is there, swinging his beard around, as it were. He doesn't seem to like the way that Jack is running things on the island. He doesn't like that Vane is seemingly sort of pushing over into that kind of thinking. He sort of thinks he's lost that fight and that kind of everyone should prove themselves to be on a pirate crew kind of mentality. Although, as we've seen with Vane, that isn't overly sustainable. But on the other end of the scale, Jack also has a problem with everyone being very complacent and not wanting to actually do anything. So that's going to be a whole thing, seeing if that can balance itself out or if one's going to win out over the other. Then on top of that, we've got Eleanor teaming up with the British government, it seems, and coming over with a new governor for the island. And yeah, that's going to be a whole thing when they arrive. So lots happening, lots going to unfold. It feels like the chess pieces are moving towards a destination, which again, probably because it's Black Sails, it's going to end in some sort of catastrophe. Someone's probably going to get injured or maybe even dead by the end of it. So yeah, Season 3 Black Sails well underway. I'm enjoying it so far. Let's get into the next episode. But before we do, please remember to hit the thumbs up button if you do enjoy the reaction and the review. And if you really enjoy it, please consider hitting the subscribe button so then you won't miss any future videos, including Black Sails videos and anything else I put up on the channel. Other than that, yeah, just hope you enjoy the video, and let's get into this episode of Black Sails, shall we?
Also say he fucked his partner out their trading company. Stole it all. A world where he's the civilized one and we're the savages. It's a world I'm never gonna fucking understand.
There isn't that much difference between civilization and pirates, really, other than one manages to get away with it, really. That seems to be the only difference.
If we all unite, the fight that we will present to our invaders will appear so costly and painful they will choose to walk away from it rather than risk humiliation at our hands.
Oh, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this moment. Jack's been sitting back for quite a while, and finally, he's bringing out the big brain plays once again.
But there is one particular party whose patience I do not wish to test. A party whose history with the pirates of Nassau suggests an extreme reaction would likely follow.
Spain.
I did wonder when the Spanish problem was going to come into this, because it seemed like it was missing for a while. I think we're getting a battle one way or the other. I think there's definitely going to be some sort of fight.
We'll have to cut the men's rations again. It can't be uniform. The decreases in rations. At a certain point, if we're all weakened beyond the point at which any of us can hoist our sails, we're all dead anyway.
And what would you suggest?
I would suggest that we draw up 2 lists.
Another list. Another list. Here we go.
You think we should feed some of the men more than others?
No, I think we should feed some of the men and not others. The survival of the group.
You can't divide the men like that.
Most of the men on that list will survive in a weakened state.
Most of them.
I mean, you're in a lot of shit right now, and it's an awful choice to make, but you got to do something if you want to survive it, I suppose. Yeah, I get it. I get why John's upset about it. And, you know, he's, as the quartermaster, he's right to bring up the concern. But at the same time, survival is not looking good right now.
Loss of reason, anger, eventually hallucinations.
He isn't losing his mind.
He thinks I have lost my reason. But the events of Charleston and everything since is driving me mad.
Is it?
I mean, you are suffering from the things that you just described, Flint. I mean, that's probably why you know what the symptoms are.
There is no bluff here. If we can discourage them from engaging, so much the better. If not, we fight to protect the island.
Pretty much the sum of it. Either you scare them off or you go down fighting. That's what they're asking.
I never approved of Eleanor Guthrie's harsh mothering of this place. I believe my record on that issue is in good order. That said, if you're going to behave like children, then I will be your daddy. When this meeting breaks, I will address the street, your crew. But Anne and I have put thousands of pieces into your pockets in contemplation of the day when your cooperation would be called upon to defend this place. That day is today, and you will answer the call.
Flint is dead.
Oh, well, to stir that up, here comes Blackbeard.
I am prepared to step into Captain Flint's shoes, unify those men, prosecute a defense of the harbor. Once I've done it, you agree to join me in sailing away from here for good.
That's an offer. I mean, he was talking about how he wanted to go back to the seas and everything, so...
8 years. 9 wives. No sons.
He just wants his
There it is.
makeshift sun bag. Isn't that cute?
Theft of food held in reserve at a time such as this is a betrayal of trust of the most profound sort. A full day's rations are now gone. Yet each of you accuses the other of the crime.
I wouldn't have done such a thing. I don't have it in me.
I withered the shit as well as any of you. So don't fucking tell me I do something that's fucking cowardly.
Or you just get rid of both of them. That's the other option.
Oh, dear God, thank you for
Yeah,
seeing the
just
truth.
you as well. He's getting rid of both of you. At least the other guy didn't see it coming. Oh, God, Flint. Jesus. Yeah, you got problems, Flint. Oh, that shot's interesting. God, this episode messes with your morality, doesn't it? Yeesh. It's so frustrating being the audience member and seeing everything that Flint is going through mentally and otherwise. And obviously the characters in the show don't know the full story. So obviously they're going to make other judgments. Oh, God, it's draining.
Kate's figured it out. The boiler woman figured it out. He listened to them. The difference is, he saw them as his equal. You need to find a way to do the same.
Yeah, that's pretty much the key to it. John needs to find a way to get his respect so they can see each other on an equal playing field. Which is an uphill battle for John, considering how they came into meeting one another. If John could somehow find a way to get them out of this particular mess, that would probably do it. But I don't know what on earth you could possibly do to do that.
When I first met you, you were so unformed.
I love that shot. That shot was really good.
At its end is where you will find the peace that eludes you. And at its end lies the answer you refuse to see.
Creepy xenomorph flower things back.
They float when they rot. After they rot.
Make ready the launch.
I mean, it's all you got. You got to find the resources that you have.
I stole it from you. What? The Urca gold.
Oh God, I don't know. This is the best time to do this out on your own.
Enlisted the scouts, arranged the sale of the information to Captain Rackham. I conceived it all. You know, I've had my fill of hearing you go on about this crew being too weak to keep up with you. But don't you for a second believe I fit that description. Whatever happens out here, one thing, or acknowledge the fact that you and I would be a hell of a lot better off as partners than as rivals.
What did you do with your share?
I gave up my claim to it because I saw no way to hold it and remain a part of this crew.
Come on, let's go account for something, Flint. Okay. I guess that means he's okay with it, or at least thinking it over.
I can't eat that. Let's head back to the ship.
Can we flip it over? Can we flip it over or something? Flip over this giant whale. Maybe there's some good meat on the bottom. Oh, something living. There's something living down there, eating the whale. Oh, God. All right. Have fun with this plan. This is it. This is their team building exercise right here. Oh, swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Oh, God. Oh, God. Grab the rope, grab the rope, grab the rope. He's got this. He's got this. There's no way he doesn't have this. The heroic music's playing, the whole thing, so come on now. Yes, get that big CGI shark. Do it. There we go. There we go. Just stab that thing in the brain. But meat is back on the menu.
Again?
What happened out there? Progress.
Damn right.
How can you know for sure?
You didn't kill me.
Because I'm still alive.
Yeah. Wind. 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 Get it where you can. Oh my god. I don't know how far away Flint and Co are from Nassau. But I hope they come in like fucking Rohan. Just charge in.
If you sent someone else to read the pardon address, someone known to the men on that beach, it might work. Him. Half the men in that bay have sailed under him at one point or another.
Oh god. I mean, you know what? Horn of Gold bites the bullet here. That's karma.
Who will renounce violence against the crown? Who will renounce piracy? That man will be offered a full, complete, and unqualified pardon.
I love how this whole thing started with Flint trying to get pardons for everyone on this island, where the government was like, no, that isn't happening. And now, because they're that desperate, that's what's being offered.
There shall be a bounty of 10,000 pounds sterling for the capture of the pirate Charles Vane, dead or alive.
I don't know how this is going to play out now. Here we go again. The island's going to splinter and there's going to be infighting all over again. Again, we need Flint and Co. to just fucking charge in here. Rohan style. We found New Zealand. Brilliant. So we've got double cliffhangers. Double cliffhangers. What's going to happen to both sides of the ensemble cast? Who knows? Jesus Christ. Well, that episode was a journey. Alrighty, that episode was really good. It very, like I said in reaction, this episode really played with the characters' morality, but also the audience members' morality, because it's very easy to have that kind of outside of you. You're seeing a situation and you're just like, well, like in this situation you do this, this, and this, or whatever. But I found this episode was really good at trying to put you in their position, especially where it came to like the stranded crew out at sea. Like it really did like mess with like how would you deal with this situation. Like I could see why Flint wanted to do it his way, because like, hey, survivability goes up if we do things this way. But at the same time, because, you know, I try to be an optimist and I try to be like, I want to save as many people or help as many people as I possibly can, I could see John Silver's point of view where he was like, this is wrong, what we're doing is wrong, like starving, potentially killing the part of the crew who you deem as not useful is just outright wrong. And then when it came down to the whole trial of who stole food supplies or whatever, trying to figure it out, and then both just not admitting to it, like it, and Flint's action of, well, we get rid of both of you then, and that ups the survival for the rest of us. and we don't have to deal with whoever the guilty party is anymore. But it's also made very clear that Flint is not in his right mind throughout the whole episode, so it's interesting. It was an interesting conundrum where do you draw the line, and I just felt that this episode did a really good job at sort of playing with the morality of not only the characters but the audience, and what do you seem as right. I'd be interested to see what people in the comments have to say about all of that side of things, because I don't know where I personally fall. I understand where both of the guys were coming from in terms of their reaction to the situation and what they wanted to do, but I don't know. My whole thing with throughout the show is that I feel like Flint's actions, although dark and they can be definitely straying into the amoral or just bad side of things, he always has a reason for doing it, and the reason for doing it is usually for the preservation of life or to help like sustain a better future or whatever that is. And I didn't feel like it was any different this time around. It feels like he was making choices to get as many people in a survivable state as he possibly thought he could, whereas John Silver wanted to save everyone, and that wasn't looking viable. So it's interesting. I'd love to know what other people think about all that. And then you had Billy there. It felt like, you know, he was a little bit too, I don't know what the right word is, naive maybe. He had good ideas. Like, he absolutely came up with the right idea that John desperately needed to get Flint to see him as an equal by some measure, and that's the only way that Flint would actually pay attention to his suggestions and heed them properly in the way that he did with Gates previously. So that was good of Billy to really just sort of hit that into John's head and just go, yo, you need to do something. You can't just be silent. I know it's in there, you want to do something, but you can't find a way to do it. And it is your job to, you know, counter suggestions by the captain that you think the crew would not agree with. And I think finally we're on the path where John and Flint might be seeing eye to eye. And hopefully, I want to see that happen. I want to see that sustain and actually move in a good direction, because I want to see the bromance. I want to see the bromance between them go in a positive direction. I've had them at each other's necks since the very beginning of the show, more or less, with a few little moments where we've been like, oh, they might actually get on for once, but then it quickly gets dashed away. So I'm interested to see if that's gonna flourish, especially now they're on this island with, I don't know what's gonna happen there. Like, that, literally, I can't tell if they've potentially found some new allies or if it's a threat. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. As for the defense of Nassau against the governor who has now arrived, it looks like it's going the way I sort of thought it might do, is that Nassau's going to splinter again. There's going to be two sides, and it's all a matter of how we're going to deal with it. How is, you know, Vane, Rackham, and, you know, Blackbeard, how they're going to deal with the people siding with Hornigold, and what are the governors and the other vessels coming towards the island going to do? I don't know. I think we're in for a fight. That's for sure. I think we're definitely in for a fight. It's just going to be, I imagine Blackbeard's going to be the one to instigate it, and then potentially Vane will follow suit along with Rackham, because obviously Rackham is still wanting to impress Vane, and he'll do what he thinks he needs to do to protect the island and, you know, the assets that are now there. Very interested to hear that Spain is coming maybe back into the fold of the whole story, because it seems to have been put on the back burner for a bit, but now we know that there is a Spanish threat also looming, or not just for because, you know, by extension of the fact that they are breathing down the neck of this new governor, they are also breathing down the neck of Nassau, because they're not letting this go. So maybe we'll get more of that in the future as well. There was also a lot of just, like, again, going back to the stranded boat thing, I thought a lot of the direction and the camera work there, and just getting over, like, how painful that experience is, I thought they did a really good job with that. Like, it really sold the fact that they were out there for as long as they were, and, you know, I just thought that was really good work on the director's part. Also, the whole vision that Flint experienced with sort of Mrs. Barlow sort of talking it through to him, even though it's probably himself talking it through to himself. It's just he's envisioning it. What would Mrs. Barlow be saying to me right now? What is it that she was to me? I loved all of how that was shot. I loved the sort of like them standing next to each other, but then framing the shot as if they're talking to one another. That was an interesting, like, to sort of show there is a distance between them, but they are talking to one another. I thought that was a really neat little shot they did there. But no, overall, just a slow burn of an episode, but I really felt the burn part of it. Like, it really was like messing with my mind, some of the morality sort of tale of the whole thing, and the slow encroaching new governor to Nassau. Like, it all worked, you know, it worked how a slow burn should work. And yeah, very good stuff, I think, from this episode. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Again, it's nice to just have an episode every now and again that just lets you breathe with the characters within a particular situation that is unfolding, and that's certainly what this episode delivered. So yeah, it was a good one. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps me know that you enjoyed it. It helps it get seen by more people. Also, leave a comment down below about this episode. Let me know what you think about it. And also consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos. But other than that, as I say, I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you on the next one.